Welcome to the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, here with John Gold. John, you had something interesting in the paper today about the future of the Pac-12 and sort of the pecking order as we know it in men's basketball. Not to spoil the ending, but Arizona has all the best players and will continue to have all the best players for a while, it looks like.
They're pretty greedy. I mean, you know, the thing about this conference is it's so top-heavy just at the top. I mean, it's Arizona and everyone else. Utah, you can say, made a big step forward this season, but they lose DeLon Wright. They have some nice pieces for next year, but this recruiting class isn't anything special. If you have to say anything about Utah's recruiting, it almost might be disappointing, given how good the team has been this year, and they've got like no one. And then you look and, you know, UCLA might be a little bit better next year, but you know, they might lose Kevon Looney in addition to a couple other guys. They get Bryce Alford back, which is good and bad, maybe more bad.
But I mean, you lose Norman Powell.
You lose Norman Powell, exactly. The team I think that's really interesting is Cal. Bringing back Jordan Matthews, bringing back Tyrone Wallace for his senior year, adding a pretty interesting recruiting class with Quanzo Martin. I think the key is going to be really finding another team to bump up into Utah's echelon that they did this year, because two top 10 teams in the Pac-12 is pretty important.
I would make the argument, John, that in terms of pure attractiveness, Oregon and Washington should be in the conversation. And yet you look at them and they're not there. Oregon plays, I think, incredibly watchable, player-friendly basketball in a brand new arena, and they're not getting guys. Washington has maybe the most stability of any program in the conference over the last decade, and they're really not getting guys. What is the big hang up there?
Until this year. Washington's recruiting class right now, they got 6 guys signed. They're ranked 9th, which is pretty shocking because Lorenzo Romar and I sat down at Pac-12 Basketball Media Day and he basically said, I hate recruiting and I don't want to do it. You can't not do it. And I think that's the problem in the Pac-12 is, you know, you're talking about, they talk about big boy football. Well, Pac-12 is supposed to be big boy basketball. You know, you expect an Oregon to be able to go and get more than the nation's 24th best recruiting class. The one team I think that you'd have to say is maybe outdoing even then their highest expectations is probably Oregon State. Wayne Tinkle has come in, really changed things with the program. I don't even think they have a senior on the roster. Plus, I think they have 5 guys signed,
including his son.
His own son,
His own son, who's a heck of a prospect himself. It's strange. You look at sort of the forgotten teams in the league, the teams that really are never in anybody's conversation about big recruiting classes. Let's talk about USC. Trojans come to town this week. I would make the same argument to them as I would make for Oregon. Fun. Who wouldn't want to run and dunk? Andy Enfield seems to be a charismatic enough guy. They have top assistant coaches. I mean, they lured Tony Bland over from San Diego State. They should recruit Southern California.
They should kill it.
Why aren't kids lining up to run and dunk at USC?
USC has a checkered basketball past. And I think that's something that is hard to convince guys to go to USC when USC's been garbage for, what, 12 of the last 15 years?
And the like 3 years when they were good was because Tim Floyd was cheating.
Exactly.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. For John Gold, I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
Try this matchup. Low prices and faster checkout. You can count on it at Fry's.